Hello and welcome to the second game against Not Too Bad. As for new cards, we will start at the top. We saw Innkeeper Capital City, Marquis. We haven't seen. It is a draw card. +1 buy. Draws one card per card in your hand. With the rule, discard down to 10 cards in hand. So it can draw you many cards, but then you'll have to get rid of cards until there are only 10 left. 10 card hand is still a lot though. And we have importer on the bottom row. It's a duration gainer. At the start of your next turn, gain a card costing up to 5. Duchies are included there as well. And below the line, each player gets +4 favors. So you start the game with 5. The 1 default and 4 extra ones from importer. And below the importer is the mountain folk. So at the start of your turn, you may spend 5 favors for +3 cards. So you could exchange your favors for cards here. However, we only ever have the 5 favors because of the importer. There are no other ways to gain favors in this kingdom. So you have to be judicious on when you use your mountain folk. Onto the kingdom side of things here. Seems like you can build a bit here. My initial thoughts were Swamp Hag is a problem because there's no way to trash curses. I would like to try to have one in play every turn. Maybe get some draw going with Marquis. Play a Swamp Hag, play some money, and call that a deck. That was a vague idea of where I wanted to go. We have Battle Plan, which means there's a Warlord below there. Remember, Warlord only lets you play two copies of an action in play. So you do have to bear that in mind here. Not Too Bad opens with an innkeeper, which is a sifter. Functions like a warehouse, for instance. And I do have the option of triggering the mountain folk here to get up to 5. The 5 wasn't that good in my mind. I have decent options on 4 and 3 here anyway. Maybe a battle plan if I want, Stockpile is reasonable. I go for an innkeeper as well. I think I will put that together with a stockpile. I could also put it together with an importer. Importer here will probably gain many capital cities. Seems reasonable. That's what Not Too Bad goes for. And I follow suit. So 3 for Not Too Bad is a battle plan. Again, not using the mountain folk just yet. I also go for the battle plan. I don't want to give them control of that pile. I want to be able to access the warlords with some measure of independence. This isn't a great hand for me here, just the 2 coins, but there is Haven and Slay on the board, so it's not the worst thing. I would have liked another importer here though, to get one on in the shuffle, but it's not going to happen. Not Too Bad strings together the innkeeper. Importer buys our Slay and passes it back. So I get the Slay instead of the Haven. Slay also draws technically because you gain 2 horses, which can then draw up the Slay. It'll take a little while to put together, but it is draw. It could also do some other nice things for you, of course. So here the importer comes up. We have the first importer choice of the game. Probably going to be a capital city. I imagine capital city is your first target for importer. It's going to be my first target, I would think. And this is elegant what happened here with Not Too Bad. The Slay that they purchased on turn 4 was in hand on turn 5. And they are able to put that capital city into hand right away. Will discard 2 for 2 coins and then use those 2 coins to draw 2 cards to get deeper into the shuffle. Finds the innkeeper, just draws a card with it, and finds also their battle plan, rotates over to archer, buys an archer. That was a great turn 5 for Not Too Bad. They saw all of their action cards, they bought an archer, put it into the shuffle, and shuffled their deck straight away. I am not afforded that luxury because my sleigh is not in hand. So I'm going to do as best as I can do here, which is pick up a capital city of my own. This could be an archer for me. I wanted another importer to really go after those capital cities. Now, not too bad here makes an interesting play, and this happened to me over the course of the tournament. People using their, I get, especially against not too bad, right? Using their favors early to gain advantage that way. I understand it. So not too bad uses their favors here to get 3 cards, and that draws them into their capital city. A great card to find, effectively seeing 3. They do find their battle plan, and Archer rotates over to Warlord. So now this is looking very bad for me. With that huge hand size, they will likely be able to buy a Warlord. They draw through until the end of their deck, so they definitely have Warlord money. Archer comes out. I hold back the Slay because I expect them to discard the battle plan, and I would like to put some horses into my shuffle. And crucially here, the importer goes into play. That's not the crucial bit. The crucial bit is them buying the Warlord. That is critical. Here again, I hold off on the Mountain Folk. I still think this is a reasonable turn. I gain 2 horses on a Haven and a reshuffle. Maybe I can get to a Warlord here, but that importer that went into play here is going to cause major problems by gaining another Warlord. Archer comes back. Not too bad this time, considering I only have 1 good card in hand. But Archer also comes with silver, and they get a 3rd Warlord, and that's not good at all. It means I will never be able to put not too bad under Warlord lock. Sorry. I could get the last one here, maybe. I'm not even guaranteed to get the last one. Maybe if I use the Mountain Folk, but even if I get that, they have 3 of them. They could lock me out, so they could build big. They could have multiple havens in play, multiple capital cities, which we identified as a key pile in this kingdom. If I am locked out with Warlord, I can only ever play 2 of them. So it forces you to either utilize the whole kingdom as much as you can, and even if you do that, you only allow 2 copies of an action card. You can't really do that for too long, you know, before you have to green. So getting locked out of the game with Warlord is significant. It really warps your strategy. And that is what happened to me. I really didn't feel good after seeing 3 Warlords go to not too bad. Maybe I could get 1 and continue playing here. Maybe heavy on the stockpiles, push for provinces, but that doesn't seem good. Swamp Hag is still in the kingdom, and I will be taking on curses left and right here. I do choose to use my Mountain Folk here. I have to try to get the Warlord. See all my terminals collide. Crucially, even after the Mountain Folk, I don't have money to buy Warlord number 4. And at this point, I just get fed up and I click X. Because I didn't see much point in playing this here. Not too bad. I doubt will let me get that last Warlord. And what am I going to do? I have to go for Desperation, which puts a curse in my deck, which, as we mentioned before, cannot be trashed. So I have that junk in my deck. I am able to top deck the Warlord, which is something, but not a lot, really. The Resignation is coming soon, though. Don't worry about it. They have a very good turn here. The Warlord also draws cards, right? So more card draw for them. Plus, I'll be under the Archer attack almost every single turn, and I've had enough here. So that is game 2. That Warlord split really just tilted me, and maybe it's unjustified. I haven't actually played out a game where I was locked out of because of Warlord, and I tried to build through it, but I didn't see much hope in this game. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.